Imagine this, your high school bully laughing at you every single day. Every insult, every cruel joke, every humiliating moment etched into your memory. Now imagine, 10 years later, you get the chance to turn the tables. And not just a little, but in a way they'll never forget. Hey, I'm Emma Blake, and if you've ever dreamed of getting justice on someone who made your life miserable, hit that like button and subscribe. Today, I'm going to tell you how I got the ultimate revenge on my high school bully, and it's a story you won't want to miss. High school was hell. I'm not exaggerating. Every hallway felt like a gauntlet, every classroom like a trap. I was constantly on edge, waiting for the next sneer, the next whisper behind my back. And there was one person who made my life especially miserable. Her name was Regina. Regina wasn't just mean in a casual teenage way. No, she was meticulous, strategic. She seemed to take genuine pleasure in making sure I felt small, insignificant, and humiliated. I won't get into all the details. Some things are too painful to relive. But let's just say by my senior year, I had reached my breaking point. Moving schools wasn't a choice I wanted to make, but it was the only way I could survive. Even after I left, the memory of her cruelty lingered. I buried it under layers of "I'm fine" and "I've moved on," but it never really went away. And if I'm being honest, I wanted her to feel even a fraction of what I felt. Fast forward about 3 years. My friend Clarice invites me to her 21st birthday party, video game themed, and I'll admit, I was excited. I loved gaming, but I didn't have the means to own consoles, so being surrounded by people who did was like stepping into a fantasy world. Then, I saw her, Regina, and she wasn't alone. She was dating Simon, one of Clarice's friends. Clarice didn't know our history, and I didn't want to cause a scene. I tried to keep it cool, but Regina, she hadn't changed. She was still flaunting the same smug, superior attitude that had made me miserable years ago. She smirked at me across the room, said something sarcastic about my outfit, and for a moment, I felt that familiar rush of anger and helplessness. But here's the twist. I wasn't the same girl I had been in high school. I developed a thick skin, learned to laugh at her jabs instead of shrinking, and for the first time in a long time, the party was incredible. Everyone was talking about the newly released Nintendo 3DS. It was legendary, revolutionary, and ridiculously expensive. Not many people had it. Clarice's friends chipped in, and she received one as a birthday gift, along with a few games. And yes, Regina had one too, complete with hundreds of hours already logged in her games. I couldn't help but notice it. The shiny, expensive device sat in her bag, a symbol of all the things I'd been denied, all the unfairness of my teenage years. And I won't lie, a tiny voice in my head whispered, "What if?" Clarice noticed the tension. Pulling me aside, she asked, "What's going on? You seem tense." I told her everything, just briefly. She immediately sided with me and asked almost eagerly if I wanted her to kick Regina out. I shook my head. I didn't want to ruin the party for everyone else, but I had a better idea, a plan that felt exhilarating. I had a history with stealing back in high school, not proud of it, but I was good. And suddenly the thought hit me. I could take Regina's 3DS, just for a while, just enough to feel justice. I joked about it to Clarice, and to my surprise, she was on board. She even said she would help. We spent the next hour plotting in whispers, timing our move perfectly. As drinks loosened everyone's focus and the group turned their attention to a movie, I made my move. My heart was pounding, my hands were shaking, but the thrill was intoxicating. I slipped my hand into her bag, feeling the smooth plastic of the 3DS. Just like that, it was mine. I handed it to Clarice. She casually asked if anyone wanted anything from the kitchen and disappeared into her dorm. I stayed in the room, acting casual, laughing at some joke Regina made, while my prize was safely hidden. Regina noticed it was gone almost immediately. Panic flashed in her eyes. She demanded everyone empty their bags. Nothing, not a thing. Simon suggested she come back the next day and check again. Still, nothing. Her fury was palpable, but there was nothing she could do. Everyone trusted Clarice completely, and she had planned it that way. A week later, Clarice handed me the 3DS. I felt an electric mix of adrenaline and vindication. And then, I did the one thing I knew would sting the most. I wiped all 200 hours of Regina's game data. Every progress, every achievement, every painstaking hour, gone. It felt glorious. Pure, unadulterated justice. That 3DS has been with me ever since. 10 years later, I still play it. Every time I turn it on, I remember that moment. The rush of finally taking control, of finally making someone who had tormented me feel powerless. It's addictive. Regina learned the hard way. Act like a bully, get treated like one. Looking back, this isn't just about revenge. It's about reclaiming power, standing up for yourself in the ways you can. Life isn't fair, and sometimes justice doesn't come immediately. But when it does, it's incredible. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and share your thoughts in the comments. What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed? And don't forget to subscribe, because I have plenty more stories where justice was served in the most unexpected ways.